And now the details on the investigation into the death of Ashlee Robinson. Her family is demanding answers after the influencer from South Jersey was found dead during a trip to Africa where she had just been engaged. Action News reporter Shea joining us live in the Satellite Center with more on this heartbreaking story.
5 days after Ashlee Jenae was found dead in a closet in Tanzania with a belt around her neck, the internet found Joe McCann's first wife. Her name is Shea Jackson. She's a Wharton-educated brand marketing director currently working at Nike Skims in Portland. She spent 5 years at Google Brand Studio. She was at Facebook before that. She married Joe McCann in 2018 and divorced him around 2021 after roughly 3 years, and the reason has never been made public. She has not said a single word about Ashlee Jenae's death. And the reason people cannot stop talking about her is because of a tweet Joe posted in January 2024, where he referenced his wife and 2 very young children 3 years after he supposedly divorced Shea. So either they were still together, or he remarried, or those children are from someone else entirely. Nobody knows. And Shea Jackson, a woman who literally built her career on public-facing brand strategy, has gone completely silent while the internet tears apart every detail of her ex-husband's life. That silence has made her the most discussed person in this story who wasn't actually there. But before we get into Shea, I need to make sure everybody understands what happened in Tanzania because the details have only gotten worse since the story first broke. Ashlee Jenae, real name Ashlee Robinson, 31 years old, lifestyle influencer, over 100,000 followers, flew to Zanzibar with her fiancé Joe McCann for her birthday.
She was traveling with her, with her boyfriend, and he was taking what was supposed to be a celebratory trip to celebrate her birthday that was coming, and they were in a gorgeous place in Africa and happy. Everything that we knew was that she was supposed to be happy, and she was engaged. She celebrated her birthday thereafter, and then she's just gone.
He proposed on a safari on April 3rd. She posted the video down on one knee, a lioness in the background. The ring was massive. Her caption was, "If this is a dream, no one wake me up." On April 5th, her birthday, she posted her final Instagram feeding a giraffe, rose petals spelling out "Happy Birthday, Ashlee," caption reading, "Chapter 31, and I'm exactly where I need to be." Her family statement later said she became engaged, surrounded by beauty, love, and wildlife, an unforgettable moment that marked the start of a future she was so excited to build. And then they said, but just days later, that dream turned into our family's worst nightmare. Because from the moment they checked into the Zuri Zanzibar resort, hotel staff observed them fighting constantly. Not one argument, nonstop conflict throughout the stay. On April 8th, things escalated badly enough that staff physically intervened, filed a report at the local police station out of concern for Ashlee's safety, and moved Joe to a completely separate villa, not a different room, a separate building, an 8 to 10 minute walk away.
Robinson, a 31-year-old social media influencer who went by Ashlee Jenae online, was found unresponsive in her hotel room in Zanzibar and declared dead April 9th. Police say they're investigating it as a possible suicide. But investigators in Tanzania said she had been in a fight with her fiancé, Joe McCann, hours earlier, and the two were separated by hotel staff. He was moved to a different villa, which was about a 10-minute walk away from where she was staying.
A few hours later, a hotel worker found Ashlee unresponsive in a closet with a belt around her neck. She was rushed to the hospital. The official medical report shown to 6ABC listed the cause of death as cerebral hypoxia from strangulation and suffocation, and Joe McCann told authorities she did it to herself. He waited 11 hours to call her mother. 11 hours.
He told me that Ashlee did something to herself and that she was being taken to the hospital. I said, what happened when? And he told me it had been 11 hours prior.
Hours later, the luxury resort the couple was staying at called saying that Ashlee passed away. According to the hospital's medical report, Ashlee had an unidentified mark around her neck. They wrote, according to her husband, he found she hung herself on the door with several question marks.
And when he finally did, he told Yolanda Endress that Ashlee did something to herself and that she was stable. She was already dead. The family found out the truth from the hotel staff.
I was initially contacted by him to let me know that something had occurred and that she was in the hospital, but it was very limited communication and not with a lot of detail. I asked him, when it happened and where it happened. And he told me that something had occurred 11 hours prior to when he was reaching out to me.
We found out that our daughter had passed from the hotel. The fiance did not reach out to us at all.
Her father, Harry Robinson, said nothing about it makes sense. It just doesn't add up.
It's under investigation, and we don't know what went on.
It's under investigation, and like we said, we just want transparency. Just let us know.
I want to make sure that everybody is fully aware that she was a light. She was a light. She was a beautiful person, and this doesn't align with who she is.
He said there are cameras everywhere at a resort, and that footage will match the timeline. Just do the investigation and let us know. Her mother said she had never done anything that would ever lead her to believe her daughter would herself. She was happy. Ashlee's friend Savannah Britt went viral on X, saying anyone who knows Ash knows she would never take her life.
And then friends of the family posted, "We need justice for my friend Ashlee Jenae, who was found unalive in her hotel. Fiance Joe claims anyone who knows Ash knows she would never commit." Please share this story and tell me what you know in the comments. Ashlee, from what I heard, she was a hard worker, worked her way up, and was a very well-known influencer. To unalive herself days before her birthday on a trip to Africa from a tree just don't add up, and I don't like it.
Zanzibar authorities officially ruled it SA on April 13th. Joe was detained the next day, passport confiscated, classified as a witness. No charges have been filed, and that's when the internet started digging. The first thing people found was his money falling apart. According to Fortune, McCann's firm Asymmetric Financial had peaked at around $395 million in liquid fund value in 2024. By mid-2025, it had cratered. An unhappy investor publicly posted that the fund had lost nearly 80% year to date. His Solana strategy collapsed. Some investors got back less than their principal. He funneled people into a new venture that failed. His crypto empire was imploding in the months leading up to Ashlee's death. And the internet did what the internet does. People started asking about insurance, about the timing of the engagement, about why you proposed to someone during a financial collapse. Now, I want to be clear, none of that is confirmed as a motive. It's speculation. But it's the kind of speculation that gains traction when the official story doesn't add up. Then they found the iceberg slim quote. Joe McCann's X bio, which was up before any of this happened, quotes a notorious pimp, "Only a fool trips on what's behind them." People noticed it immediately. And then they noticed he'd been posting on X about crypto and business while Ashlee was in the hospital, and after she was pronounced dead. No public mourning, business as usual. Then his Instagram was wiped clean posts, with Ashlee deleted. His profile picture was changed to what Savannah Britt described as something less creepy than the original, which she said showed his face partially covered with a cloth. And that's when people started looking at who this man was before Ashlee. Which brings us to Shea Jackson. Her name started trending around April 14th. 5 days after Ashlee's death. People on X and the Shade Room traced Joe's 2024 tweet about his wife and 2 young children back to her. Her LinkedIn got flooded. Her Instagram, @SheaJ, about 1,500 followers. Bio says Portland, Oregon got flooded with visitors. And the profile people found didn't match what they expected to find married to the man at the center of this story. Shea Jackson is a Wharton graduate. She's held positions at some of the biggest companies in the world, Wheaton and Kennedy, Facebook, Google, and now Nike Skims, where she's a global brand marketing director. She described herself in a LinkedIn post as a biracial woman who never quite fit into any one box. She helped launch Google's most searched campaign for Black History Month in 2020, a campaign that got over 72 million YouTube views and happened to launch on January 26th, the day Kobe Bryant died. And now, in what fans on TikTok keep calling the darkest irony, her own name is being most searched because her ex-husband's Black fiancé died under circumstances that nobody believes. And here's the detail that won't stop circulating according to Fortune. Joe transferred part of his asymmetric stake to Shea during their split. That's not unusual in a divorce involving business assets. But the internet read it differently. People started theorizing that Shea signed an NDA as part of the settlement, and that's why she can't speak. Others are saying she's protecting her children if the 2 kids Joe referenced in 2024 are hers. Keeping them out of this media cycle is a legitimate reason to stay silent. Others are saying she's in brand marketing. She's been at Google and Nike. She knows exactly how public statements work, and her silence is a professional calculation. And then there's the blunter version that keeps showing up in every comment section. She was married to this man. If he had violent tendencies, she would know, and her silence is suspicious. I want to be fair here because none of those theories are confirmed. Shea Jackson has not been connected to the trip or the events in Tanzania in any way. She's an ex-wife who lives in Portland. But the gap between what people know and what they want to know is where the theories grow. And right now, that gap is massive. People also noticed that Shea changed her Instagram profile picture around the same time Joe changed his, according to commenters on social media. That detail doesn't come from any official reporting, so take it for what it's worth. But in a story where every coincidence is being examined under a microscope, the timing stood out. Fans on the Shade Room have been calling for Nike Skims to make a statement since Shea works there. Others are pushing back, saying leave her alone, she's just his ex. The protective read on the whole situation, and I think this is worth acknowledging, is that Shea Jackson got out in 2021. She left a 3-year marriage for reasons nobody knows, and Ashlee Jenae was the next woman in line. Some people are framing Shea not as suspicious, but as lucky, as someone who dodged whatever this is. And the 2024 tweet is the thing nobody can resolve. Joe McCann posted in January 2024 about his wife and 2 very young children. He and Shea supposedly divorced in 2021. He and Ashlee started dating in November 2024, from what's been reported. So who was he referring to? If it was Shea, they were together 3 years longer than anyone thought. If it was someone else, there's an entire relationship between Shea and Ashlee that nobody knows about. And if the 2 young children are his, where are they now? And who is their mother? The internet has floated every possible theory, and none of them have been confirmed or denied by anyone involved. That one tweet has created more questions than the entire rest of Joe McCann's public history. And that is the engine of this whole story right now. The investigation is still ongoing. McCann is still in Tanzania. No charges, no arrest.
I have an update on the death of model and influencer Ashlee Robinson. She went by Ashlee Jenae online. I obtained video of a news conference today in Tanzania in which officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and they are holding his passport while police wait for the postmortem. We have been unable to reach Joe McCann.
Ashlee's body was still there as of last reporting, waiting to come home. Her family launched a GoFundMe that's raised over $42,000 to cover the cost that her supposedly millionaire fiance hasn't offered to pay. Her father went to the embassy in Washington and said no one would talk to them. And in the middle of all of that, a woman in Portland who used to be married to this man is watching her name trend on every platform without saying a word. Whether that silence is self-preservation, legal strategy, maternal protection, or something else entirely, nobody knows. But the longer it lasts, the louder it gets. The only thing that can quiet any of this down is the truth. The hotel has cameras, the key cards have data, the autopsy has results. And somewhere between what Joe McCann told the police and what the medical report actually says, there's an answer that Ashlee's family deserves. Her father said it best, just let us know what happened. That's all we want.